can Pinterest really drive leads for small businesses? Lately, we've been learning more about the newest social network unblocked. It's called Pinterest. We hear all the hype and all the buzz, but I've kept one question in my mind through this process, and that is, how can this really benefit small businesses? Before she got into developing tools for social media marketing professionals, Tammy Confidel ran a small family business, an e-commerce business. Tammy recalls, we sold all sorts of collectibles, from instruments to old books, but where we really focused our attention was on figurines, and specifically Hummel figurines. Tammy's father, and I love the fact that he's got that gray hair, but Tammy's father is what we would refer to, he was a businessman in New York, and he is what we would refer to as the classic example of a gray-haired business person. When she asked him if he was up for a little experimenting, the conversation between the two of them went something like this. Hey, Dad, there's a new social network out there. He responds with, another network? We're just starting to learn what Facebook is all about. She says, well, I understand, but this one seems really interesting, and I'd like to see if it could bring you more potential leads. So he says, sure, go for it. Just show me the money. Ready, set, pin. Tammy set out to set up a pin board, which is Pinterest's version of what Facebook would call a Facebook page. Tammy pinned a few images from their eBay store and their Hummel site, and some of their vintage YouTube videos that she had done for her dad. After a quick search to see if anyone else posted any Hummel pictures, she found a lady who had pinned some Hummel figurine pictures, and she quickly commented saying, it's nice to see another Hummel fan on here. And then Tammy linked this lady to her own pin board. The result? After just 72 hours, Tammy's pin board had 18 followers and 5 repins. Repinning is the way that Pinterest uses, the terminology they use to connect content with their Pinterest connections with other members' pin boards. So it's the way that you connect your content with other people's content. Now this may not sound like a lot of activity to a large company, but to a small niche business where you're only as good as your next collection, amassing a targeted following so quickly is pretty much unheard of. What Tammy was able to demonstrate is that while she could have built a smaller following or a similar following in Facebook or in Twitter, she learned that there are some businesses where Twitter and Facebook just aren't where the customers are. And in the case of Hummel figurines, it seems that Tammy may have just tapped into the right vein, which is a lack of competition. It's also worth noting that the Hummel figurine board that Tammy made is currently the only board of its type on Pinterest's network today. There is no way of knowing how long it'll stay this way, but that in itself is an opportunity. Has your site been pinned? You may be surprised. Tammy's father's VintageRareStuff.com has already debuted on the network when someone else pinned a photo from his site. So have you pinned a photo? We'll continue to watch experiments like Tammy's and to see how the followers translate into traffic. But the early results look very promising. So have you pinned your business? If so, We are really curious to hear your stories of how small businesses are using Pinterest to capture leads. Please tell us your story.